All right, for the window trims, we're doing phthalo blue, cadmium yellow medium, raw umber to make it more earthy, more desaturate the color, to make it more almost kind of a pastel color when we highlight it. So if I take, after mixing phthalo blue, cadmium yellow medium, and raw umber, if I highlight this color, that's just a beautiful pastel green. Otherwise, if we don't put the raw umber, phthalo blue and cadmium yellow medium is very strong. So for first layer, we're going to use phthalo blue, cadmium yellow medium, raw umber, and a bit of the titanium buff, because we don't want it to be too, we want it to be dark, but so we can highlight, but not very dark. And this is for the window trim. Window trim. I'm using a flat brush or bright. Oh, this is really nice. This is nice once it's highlighted. Right now, it's very strong, but that's okay. We're going to be highlighting all this after, but we need the darks first. So I'm just going to do this as well. If you find it too bright, just tone it down a bit more with raw umber. It becomes more like on the brown side, but it has still, it's still a green, but it's more on the brown side. That's where the window shutters, just going to go straight down dark for now, and then we will highlight. This is really kind of dark, really dark. That's okay. I'm gonna be highlighting.
So you just did the shutter slats in the same, just saw right across.
Yes, yes, I will. The shutter. Yeah, I went over the shutter, the slats. I went over them.
Okay.
I'll put them back. I still can see a bit of the lines, so you'll see in a minute. I'll just kind of do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, for the curtain, I'm using a muddy kind of color, which is ultramarine violet, Naples yellow, and raw umber. So we're gonna go dark first, because that's sitting underneath the awning. So we don't need a lot of highlights in here. Okay, and if I do need to darken, I can darken with either using more ultramarine violets or raw umber. I'm trying to keep the curtain more neutral, because I'm going to be putting so many colors around. So by the time we're done putting colors everywhere, if I find that I need to change the color of the curtain, I'll do that after using glazing a color on top. But I think keeping it neutral is the best, because there are going to be like flowers, different colors, flowers in the front here, and it's better if we keep it neutral. Okay. Okay, good. That's good. Go back now to my original color of green, what I was using. Yeah, phthalo, cadmium yellow medium, raw umber, and titanium buff. Now I'm going to go with more titanium buff. So highlighting. Maybe a little bit more. All right, wipe my brush. All right, let's start from, let's say from here. So let's go this way. Trying to make sure that these colors that we're putting here are not too, are more like a pastel colors. Maybe go a bit higher. It's too low. Okay, that's good. All right, let's go down to this one. I can still see a bit of the lines. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put a bit of raw umber in here because I want to tone it down. Raw umber or ultramarine violet, one of them, doesn't matter which one, because it's really kind of right now looking very bright. I want it more earthy. Again, just because I don't want to attract too much attention to the, yeah, that's better, much better, more earthy. To these details here. I want them to be there, but not overwhelming. Okay, let's get a better brush, but you know, more like a clean. Let's see if this one will work. That one here. Let's try. Yeah, it's good. Let's put some raw umber in here. It's good. I don't want it to look too perfect. All right, let's tone down this a bit. That's good. That has a bit of more raw umber, so it tones it down. Okay. All right, now I think now we're ready to. I know I'm going too fast, but I'm just going to stop after this. So now I'm going to do some highlights on the curtain using titanium buff. And I'm going to take, this is clear gesso, just because I want to glaze. If you don't have clear gesso, just use water. Suggestion, we don't really need to have too much detail in here. I'm going to highlight a little bit more. So I did a medium tone, and now I'm going to highlight a little bit more. So I'm adding more titanium buff. It's better if you don't take it all the way down, because down at the bottom, down here,
I lost you there for a minute. Anybody there? I lost her. Did you? I can't hear anything.
all right, so I'm going to put a bit of glaze shadow here from the awning. So I'm using titanium buff, raw umber, and a very small amount of black, but it's just it's a glaze. I guess it needs a tiny bit more black. that's better. It's gonna dry darker, but that's okay. I want it to be, I want to see it more. All right. While I'm doing this, I'm going to take some titanium buff. If I can find a clean one. Raw umber. Let's put some titanium buff in here. Small brush, and let's highlight this. Right now, so I did highlight a bit the bottom part. Oh, geez, the brush is really bad. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glaze this part because it's really dark now. So I'm going to glaze it back, soften it with raw umber and titanium buff glaze. Glaze. So there. Yes, that softens the whole thing. It's there, but it's not heavy. It's perfect. All right, let's take some white, put it in my titanium buff and raw umber. Wipe my brush. Highlight this part a little bit more because this part is the one that is out.